All right, so a lot of y'all, you you like to be Christians. You like to tell me what's in the Bible. You like to tell me how it is. We're gonna have our Bible study for tonight. Of course, anytime somebody who we've seen many examples of this, people start comparing themselves to Jesus. Yes, no, don't look at it that way. All right, we all know schizophrenics. We've all met somebody who thinks they're Jesus, or we might know one of the ones who thinks they're Lucifer, but we all know that these aren't monsters, these are still people. Now, one thing that I can tell you beyond any shadow of a doubt is that Ecclesiastes 7:28 is wrong. However, it is the model for some of the most brilliant things that I say. Do you know why that is? It's mostly because it's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit. Ecclesiastes 7:28 is such a wonderful thing because it's fucking sexist bullshit, and you're not allowed to argue it because it's in the Bible, right? Fucking holy hell, Jesus fucking Christ, you know? Or would it be holy goddamn Jesus fucking goddamn Christ? But that's just too many goddams, right? Herein lies the point, alright? This is the book of Ecclesiastes. It's basically the book of fucking shit bricks and fucking pencil shavings, alright? Now we got another brilliant book just like this one. Is it just like this one? No, but the book of Romans is such a bullshit fucking book. I mean, it is. You get to read book of Romans. There's parts in there that basically tell you to be a little bitch because somebody else is in charge and God put them there. Okay. Okay, brilliant. Now, what does God say to do when those people who are in power are corrupt? Yeah, that's fucking fire and brimstone. Now I have a whole bunch of Christian type folks, right? These are like cops that I went to, and fucking court workers that I went to, and even jail guards and some lawyers. Well, public pretenders, but whatever. But they're super ultra Christian. Bullshit. Kind of like Natalie Bollinger and her family. They're super ultra Christian. Or Brenda Dickinson. Or, well, it turns out my little sister, I really, truly thought that she had an understanding. But no. However, she lied many years ago. And it was a very mean thing to do. And it was because she was embarrassed. And unlike the rest of you fuckers, when my little sister fucked up, yeah, I took the fucking blame. I fucking took it. And my sister told me thank you eventually. But she didn't tell me thank you until years after she was telling me she was sorry. Did she run around and tell everybody the truth afterwards, the way that she had when she was angry with me? No, she didn't. No, she fucking didn't. And I wasn't going to make her. All right, so here's what we got going here. We got Ecclesiastes 7:28. What's wrong with Ecclesiastes 7:28? Basically, what Ecclesiastes 7:28 says for all you morons, dipshits, and dumbasses, myself included, because I even had to look it up so I wouldn't misquote it or fuck it up. Well, I'm not going to quote it, it's pretty fucking direct. This guy wandered the earth, and this is according to the Bible. This isn't my opinion. This is not a modern statistic. This isn't anything that the University of California has done any actual studies on, because it's not one of their studies, all right? This is just what Ecclesiastes says. It's about finding a righteous man and a righteous woman. According to what the Bible says, 1 in 1,000 men is righteous. But if you roam the whole earth, there's no righteous women. And I got to tell you, I disagree with that. There's nobody righteous, nobody at all. There is literally nobody who is righteous. Stop selling that bullshit. Stop believing the lie. All the Christians I know all showed themselves to be painfully flawed. Their own sins damaged them too much. You know, I tried to get my friends to work together with the fucking Bollingers. Well, not the Bollingers. I needed them to work with Rose's side of the family, primarily Denise and Rose. Put Ted Bollinger away, you know? I'm going to make a video for Rose M. Kelly after this, or Rose himself. And hopefully, well, if she doesn't try it, hopefully one of you guys picks up the hint and fucking does what you can, okay? I don't know if this is going to be my last night able to do this. I don't think that Vicky Rain is going to destroy my stuff or has any intention of it. And I believe that this whole Ecclesiastes 7:28 thing, so many people pushing the Bible, or they want it the old way, they want it the classic way. I disagree. I've seen what Christianity, as far as it has been used in this situation, has been, and it's been entirely an excuse for every side. I don't like the way the Bible is used because it's out of context. That right there is not out of context. That is very clear. Ecclesiastes 7:28, that is very directly sexist. To insinuate that there is a righteous man anywhere on the fucking planet is bullshit. It is complete bullshit. Mahatma Gandhi, not perfect. Tim Tebow, not fucking perfect. That one's laughable. Not one righteous man. Ecclesiastes 7:28 says 1 in 1,000. All right, so here's another one for you. I learned all the meanest things to say and the meanest things to do before Natalie was ever killed, because I grew up in the motherfucking system. So, of course, when I gave y'all examples of a lot of the most fucked up shit, and y'all thought I was fucking kidding, well, I fucking told you so. You guys tell me to let it go. You tell me to let it go. You tell me to let it go. I bet you what? I bet you in about 30 seconds flat, I can scare you fucking shitless. And it won't be by threatening anybody's life either. See, that's not what all these people are afraid of. That's not what any of these people are afraid of. But you know what? I think it's time for all of these women, like I said from day one, to get together, look at the fucking evidence, and decide what to do with me. Do I believe that any man should be allowed to take part in that? Only if they decide to ask. Is there a place where something like that can happen? Oh, all over the place. But I also happen to know there's a place called Crow Agency. Crow Agency is on a reservation, and there's special rules and special laws. I also know that that happens to be the epicenter for missing and murdered Indigenous women, well, Indigenous peoples nationwide. Now, I told y'all at the very beginning, I told my friends, hey, don't do nothing illegal, all right? Don't do nothing illegal at all. If someone's going to do something illegal, it's going to be me. Of course, nobody fucking listened, but whatever. That's beside the point. Nobody's perfect. A lot of them made the most fucked up mistakes they could have made by making assumptions that were wrong. Life happens, right? So, my goal for right now is to pull out the spare battery charger. My car's going to be stuck here for the night. I won't be able to fix it in the morning. It will get towed. My evidence where it's at is it's not safe for me, but it is safe itself. Also, there's some projects I was working on. Not as important. I want to take a look at the Bible and have ourselves a little Bible study. And we can do that all over the place. The meanest shit that I said that I would do all came from other people. Did I actually do those things? You guys got to hear from nearly all of the people who knew me in real life and ever spent any substantial amount of time with me. No, Sean isn't gonna fucking hurt a fly. Well, I told you if I'm ever gonna fight a war, I'm gonna do it without killing people. Also, I'm a fucking super genius. So I looked at it like this. All right, I need to follow the rules that are set forth by me by the lawyers, and also by my rights. Anybody who wants to tell me about their imaginary spaceman, they're allowed to have their imaginary spaceman. But their imaginary spaceman isn't my imaginary spaceman. And no matter how smart their imaginary spaceman is, they're not as smart as their imaginary spaceman. So I'm not going to believe them. I will go directly to the book myself. I know how to read. I had an 8th grade spelling level and a college reading level at the age of 6. You can lick a dick or kiss my ass, but I'm not going to make you do either. Matter of fact, don't do either. I will be highly offended if you tried. Now you notice that that's some curse words and I'm giving you a Bible sermon or whatever, right? Well, there's other stuff from the Bible, a whole bunch of it. And you know, would you fucking know it? It is very specifically when I make a sermon about my predators and about how I am not willing to hurt them and not willing to kill them. that I get accused threatening to kill people and threatening to hurt people. Let me tell you something. When I actually do threaten to hurt people, I literally do it. It's not a hint. It's not a maybe. It's a I will literally do it. I don't have a problem doing something and then admitting to it. Now, obviously, I don't have any bodies that I've left anywhere. But I've taken a lot of lessons from a lot of different people. When I make my sermons, I very specifically try to push some heavy lessons. You say, what would Jesus do? Well, he might chase you with a whip. Me, I'll just act a damn fool, as many of y'all say. Well, not exactly. I told you. I modeled myself after my predators and Natalie's. A lot of it I already had naturally ingrained in me. I already know how to lay down and be a bitch and take my meds. That's absolutely not a problem when meds are the issue. Medications are not the issue. The issue is a busted fucking system. And the solution is working together. Now, y'all, every single one of you who ever met Natalie Marie Bollinger, you know how fucking sweet she was. You knew absolutely how wonderful she was. And how dare you forget that? How dare you forget that? Who she was to me and who you made her be are not the same thing. Who I was to you, you forgot about that person. Now, I told you, either you come forward or I'll come forward for you. First of all, there's evidence that I told the truth in a whole bunch of situations. A lot of these people who are mad at me, they're fucking scared shitless, and they should be. I'm not willing to hurt them. I'm not willing to kill them. What I am willing to do is model my behavior. Well, not all of them, obviously. But model my screaming after my predators. It's pretty important. I also model my behaviors after my predators. To everything there is a purpose. There are lessons in the Bible, and I am definitely doing my best to show you all the difference between Old Testament and New Testament, and why I like the fucking Jesus. Man, the meanest shit that I say, the meanest shit, comes from things like Ecclesiastes 7:28. I personally think it's bullshit, but if I've got a bunch of Christians telling me about good women and good men, when I've got men who are wanting to play this shit like, you can find a good man, you can't find a good woman, I'm like, what planet are you fucking on, dude? We're all humans. Did you know that? We're all humans. If 1 in 1,000 men is righteous, then we're talking about a donkey, okay? Did you know that a donkey in most places is considered a righteous animal? Shit, if it likes you, it'll protect your fucking kids. Anyway, with each of my friends that kicked me in the fucking teeth, I gave them all a gift. Every single one of them. And I also found a way to get what I want. There's a bunch of idiots keep getting in the way. I followed some very specific rules. I got myself a very specific set of tools and a very specific education. I'm going to stop this here Bible study crap because I'm looking inside my car for the thing, but I can't find it. It's a charger. Since I popped my hose, I can't use the car to get the battery, or to get the external battery there going. So I have to use the one that I use to jump my car in order to keep the battery charged. Ugh. Now please, will you stop throwing your religion into the fucking legal system? Please. William Barr, stop throwing your religion at your friends when they need help legally. Don't fucking do it. Also, don't play victim like a little bitch, because I won't fucking stand for it. You're an officer of the law. You're not a fucking retard. You are highly intelligent. Also, you married Jessica Martindale, probably the fucking sweetest angel I've known in forever in a fucking coon's hour. So I'm gonna tell you what, son. I am so goddamn ashamed of you. It's alright, though. I figured out how to scream and shout. For each one of y'all who wanted to use a different aspect of something that's fucking stupid as an excuse to break the law, well, I've come on here and I've pieced that together for you and fucking given you an equal dose of your own bullshit. It's called fair and equal. Ugh. Now, what should have been going along this whole fucking time is that all of these people who should have cared about Natalie fucking Bollinger, and all of these people who should have cared about me, should have done the right goddamn thing instead of arguing on the motherfucking internet. You should have gone out and found Natalie. There's a lot of shit that I keep throwing in your face that you should have done, because you're not the one that got fucking harmed. You get to look away. One of the rules that I followed is that the evidence doesn't lie. If you're going to tell me something, you fucking prove it and you show up to fucking court and say it. Do not lie. Don't bullshit me. I will catch you. If you cannot follow the instructions, fucking boogers, then you're not helping me. Nothing that you are doing is helping me. If we're not doing what a lawyer tells me to do in this situation, what the lawyers told me before Natalie Marie Bollinger got her brains blown out is that I got to go to a friend or family member because I am called mentally ill. This is literally the protocol that I'm telling you. A protocol that I have been preaching at people that they're supposed to do. for years. This fucking McGruff bully bullshit doesn't fucking work if you're the fucking kid being bullied. It doesn't work when nobody else gives a shit. I'm not sure if you noticed, but bullies are fucking narcissists. Anyway, I figured there had to be a way to change the laws, and there ought to be a way to get people work together. You gonna fucking pretend I'm a bad guy? Well, fuck no, I ain't the bad guy, but I'll pretend. Let's get this fucking show on the road, goddammit. There's only one way out, same way as everybody else, toe tag and a body bag. We are all going to die. Might as well fucking face your goddamn justice, right? When I said I was willing to go to prison, willing to go to prison to protect your children, I fucking meant it. Unfortunately, I was only there for 7 months. No matter how torturous it fucking was. So I figure if I have a good enough idea, I ought to run with it. Tell the truth. Save the evidence. Speak up. Now, there's some very, very specific rules that I followed as far as bullshitting. Only when bullshit, and only if I can prove that I bullshit back. There are some people who wanted to bullshit me for years, who were very heavily involved in it, and I got to tell you that I don't know, I wanted to say there was about 10 or 15 people at the very start that I went to try to get help when it was actually getting seriously fucked up. But I got a bunch of people pushing the class Ecclesiastes 7:28 at me. I'm like, this is fucking reciprocating stupidity, but whatever. We'll see if I can get people to hate me enough to actually fucking work together. Alright, we'll have to turn this on, I guess. A lot of my videos are long. There's good reason for that. It's because it bores the hell out of people. That's not the reason I do it. It's just a fortunate side effect. The evidence shows the truth. My evidence needs to go to Rose M. Kelly. She needs to know what happened to her daughter and why. There's a lot of questions that should have been answered. Also, the stuff that's in my evidence is enough to show that the police should have done something from the start. This should have been dealt with professionally. Instead of taking people who are having a fucking mental breakdown and are fucking dehydrated to a fucking hospital and then dropping them off right back on the streets and everything that they have has been fucking taken from them, and they have no money. They have no fucking phone. This is what happened to me. This is what happened to me for having a broken phone and a broken fucking car in Virginia. These people made my life a fucking hell. They're fucking assumptions because they're surrounded by Christians. Yeah, Ted Bollinger's a Christian. They got Christian influence. Oh, you mean like Rod Wright? Holy shit. Was I wrong about that guy? He called himself a fucking pastor. I guess he is a pastor now, or he might be, I don't know. Zach Richmond claimed he ain't, and I already knew he wasn't. Oh. Alright. Sorry about that, folks. I'm trying to... There it goes. Make sure that I get a charge on my phone. I wish people would stop being mean to each other. Now, I told y'all, I don't mind pretending to be the bad guy. If you're gonna be a fucking coward, you're about the most despicable fucking urchin on the planet. Cowards are about the equivalent of shit under my goddamn boot. These fuck nuggets screw everything up. The meek shall inherit the earth? No, they're a bunch of fucking pussies who can't work together. Oh, you got a crush on one of the boys so you can't help your friends? Boo-hoo! Boo-hoo! Same motivations as everyone else. No, there's no righteous man. He doesn't fucking exist. There is no Angel Prairie Jesus out here. And there ain't no Angel Prairie Jesus in fucking Utah either. Although you might find yourself a wild ass. Ecclesiastes 7:28. It comes from a good book. It's one of my favorite fucking books ever written. Did I say one of them? That's right, I did say one of them. It happens to be in the top spot right now, but somebody might write a better book that I've read. That's not true. They might write a better book that I've read. Well, if I've read it and it's a better book than the Bible, then the Bible would not be in the top spot. You see there how paying attention works? Y'all say I'm talking in circles. No, I'm just fucking trying to talk shit at you. Trying to get you fucking thinking and using your goddamn brain. Natalie and I had a plan once. Just... This ain't it. But I've been able to go through and collect enough bullshit and do enough bullshit and play like the bad guys to enough of these pussies. I think that even though these pussies would not have been heard in the past, or cowards, or dicks, or... Is it Richards now and kitty cats? Is that what we're using? Richards and kitty cats? Yeah. Rose M. Kelly, out of all the people, though, she's probably got the most to lose, and she's also probably got the most to win. See, here's the thing. The cops fucked up big. Now, the FBI fucked up big too, but that's just because they're fucking stupid. It's not their fault. They were born that way, or raised that way, or indoctrinated that way, or maybe their balls just never dropped. I don't fucking know. I've never been in the FBI. Anyway, obviously I'm fine with being killed. Obviously, I'm fine with going to prison for the rest of my life. What's fucking driving me nuts is that what you're not realizing when you guys give all these ideas for mentally ill people, no, those aren't solutions. Going to the government is about like kicking yourself in the fucking teeth. Or pulling out your own testicles with a pair of rusty pliers. God, why are we even still fucking here? So here's the plan. I put on the internet, Facebook and YouTube. I have literally been coast to coast since Natalie died. Twice. What does that show? Shows I can go wherever the fuck I want. Provided I got the resources. It also proves that all over America, if you try to turn in cops, or you're a hobo who's got something on those cops, they'll press charges on you, not take you in, and then pay for you to leave. That's right. This is what they do with your tax dollars. They'll put you on a bus to go somewhere else. All you got to do, here's what you do. You say, I'm stuck here and I don't know anybody. My name's Sean and I don't know anybody. My mommy lives in Philadelphia. Her name is... Or you go, all right. All right. Who do I know somewhere that actually fucking likes me? Now, once you get there, the trick is not to stay with them. You don't stay with your friends. That'll fuck up your living situation real quick. When it comes to money and living situations, that'll destroy a friendship quicker than just about anything. You both fucking snore and both of your feet stink. So no more bitching at each other over your farts. You both do it. I swear to dog you do. Now that we've made an entire video about nothing, I want you to keep in mind that this is what you guys do every fucking day. You do a bunch of shit that don't make no goddamn sense. You know it don't make no goddamn sense. You're like, why am I the only fucking retard here who gets that this is fucking stupid and we should probably do something else? And the guy right next to you is going, man, am I the only guy here who doesn't realize how fucking stupid this is? We ought to be doing something else. Then there's a lady right next to him and she's like, you know, this is fucking impossible. I'm surrounded by fucking idiots. We ought to be doing something else. Right next to her is another lady, and she's going, why did I do this today instead of going and doing something else? When every day you're doing this. Why am I compromising my morals? Oh, yes, I'm stuck in a rat race. I mean, sure, morally I would like to, and then insert. But in reality, I have to work 14 hours a day. I gotta take care of 3 fucking kids on average. And after my 14-hour day with my 3 fucking kids, living in low-income housing or the fucking trailer park or the fucking projects or the goddamn ghettos, and you're all saying, why does this poor bullshit always happen to me? Why am I always the one that this poor bullshit is happening to? Why am I always the one caught in the money trap so much that I have to fucking compromise my morals in front of my children? And then I gotta try to explain to them it's for their own good. I gotta try to explain to my children why it is that I'm selling out their future for a measly goddamn buck. And it's not even a guaranteed dollar, is it? Some fat rich lady with a poodle slips on the ice outside of your fucking shit commode on vacation. Shit, it don't matter if that was your porta potty and it was outside because fucking you live in a log cabin that you had to build yourself. You thought you was great because you bought the property. And then we want to do this blaming women and blaming men. Man, you know, a lot of times when I'm going through this shit, like I said, I take this stuff directly from my predators. Okay? A lot of the fucking shit that I say comes directly from hate mongers and BLM. That's right, people. I just changed a word or two. All changing a word or two does is target a different group, and then magically it's fine. Magically it's PC. You just have to pick the right group. When you want to victimize people, go for the homeless. You fucking know it. Every one of you fucking knows it. And we can tell which one of you are the most likely to be predatory against the homeless because you're the ones who fucking deny it. Shit, you don't want to believe that fucking homeless people are fucking victimized because you already know. There's a difference between believing and knowing. And when you got a good hunting spot, you want to keep your good hunting spot. Now, we got a lot of laws that are in place already that should have worked with me and Natalie. Those laws should have worked. Whether I'm disabled or not, and whether she's disabled or not, both of us had an easy to misunderstand situation. Both of us. One person sitting down and looking at the information would have been good enough for somebody to understand it. Now, obviously, when I was talking to the therapist in Virginia, after I'd gotten my vehicle stuck in the road, and I got some fluids in me, and they brought this therapist in there, and I was able to talk to her as if I wasn't some fucking nut job flipping shit about nothing. The other thing is, I tried explaining to the police officer who took me to the hospital what was going on, how scared I was, the situation with Natalie and the heroin, that I wasn't trying to get anybody in trouble, that her mom was fucking trying to help take care of her, she was trying to rehabilitate. Did I really? No. I told that to the therapist, not to the cop. The cop was taking me to the hospital. That was pretty much the gist of his job, with the exception of promising me that they weren't going to tow my vehicle. I told him, you lying son of a bitch. They're going to tow my vehicle. You're going to take me to the fucking hospital. You're going to fucking drop me off there. You're going to tell them I'm crazy. They're going to realize I'm not. And they're going to fucking release me with a piece of paperwork that tells me to go somewhere. It'll have like 30 places that don't do shit. And it'll fucking take forever to get there, I bet you. It's like, no, that's not the way it is. He said, I'll tell you what, if they tow your car, all right, that's not what they're going to do. They're not going to tow your car, all right? They're not going to do that. We're going to get you to the hospital. You're not being arrested. And if they tow your vehicle, I promise I will get it out for you. That's right, that officer in Chesapeake, Virginia, who took me to the hospital, promised me that he would get my vehicle out. I was on the phone with Brenda Dickinson about that. Back and forth between her and the officer, her and the officer, her and the officer, and we worked together, and the officer did finally show up. And we did get my vehicle. And it turned out that was because Brenda Dickinson paid the insurance on it, and my insurance was through her. Her husband was pissed off. So, yeah, I paid my insurance directly to her, and she... Actually, I paid her extra, I think. I think I paid my bill, and then I gave her extra money because that wasn't the only thing I was getting, but I can't remember. Anyway, I'm gonna try not to be disgusted with everybody. I do love you all. And I do believe that if we can get... Well, I don't really like Rose M. Kelly. I don't. I love her because she brought Natalie into the world, okay? I am absolutely glad she did that, but I also think that it was a horrible thing to do to all of us. Not because of her, because of you, and because of, well, the world you brought her into. It's wrong to bring children into this fucking world. It's wrong. This place is fucking horrible. Before we bring any more kids into this world, we should, I don't know, make it not horrible. All you dickheads in the working class getting paid jack shit are still going to work every day. Telling yourselves, you know, we really ought to be doing something else. It's too bad everybody else is such a pussy. I got recording after recording after recording of so many people saying, dude, you can't change the world by yourself. I'm like, I occupy what? 2 square feet of ground space? That's hardly the whole world. I'm not seeing how 2 square feet of ground space is the whole world. Maybe it's because I've done things elsewhere. Yes, I have touched the ground in some other places, and maybe some people might consider those improvements, but maybe not. Getting into philosophy, huh? A lot of people wanted to use philosophy for their excuses. The problem is, if you only apply the philosophy to one side, it's flawed. When it comes to the difference between black people and white people, mentally, I mean, here is why black people and white people are so mentally different. because they're not. They're not mentally different. When you see something that's the same and you see something that's different, you're going to probably gravitate towards what's the same. Sense of safety, security, and false hope sometimes. You're also going to have a genuine fear and curiosity of something that's different. You don't know what it's like to be a white person. White people think weird, right? Well, that depends on which white person. We're all different. Just like all y'all black folks is different. I'm stuck here for the night. My car busted. I got nobody to call. And I think going through a list of all of the people that I've been a douchebag to, now, albeit they deserved it. From the very start, I told you all what my goal was. It was to get the evidence to law enforcement and to change the laws. When predators did shit to me and you didn't give a fuck, I paid attention. When you wanted to be a little fuckhead, I gave you one of the little tiny ones. That's right. Now, with all of these people, if they wanted to work together, and instead of fucking lying bullshit, they could work together to get me put in either a federal prison, I've committed the crimes, I have committed crimes that should have put me in federal prison, and they didn't charge me. I told you, I am willing to go to prison for the rest of my life to protect my loved ones. I can't protect all of my loved ones at once. I can help to change the laws that are making them so goddamn easy to fucking kill. Stop killing my friends. Give them a fucking blanket and a place where they can fucking lay their head that's fucking theirs. You know what? If you made a homeless graveyard, right? Not a literal graveyard, but yes, a literal graveyard for the homeless. You put the little cement thingies in the ground. Yeah, we'll live in those. Make it specifically for the homeless. If I fucking died, just fill it in with dirt. I don't fucking care. At this point, I think there should be a place for people who want to be left the fuck alone to be left the fuck alone. Now, if any of these beefcake dummy motherfuckers had worked together from the very start, none of this shit would have been fucking necessary. They wouldn't have had to waste all the fucking money that they wasted. I wouldn't have wasted all the money I fucking wasted. What did we waste these things on? Effort. Everybody got their own idea about what's right and wrong. But I've found some stuff that's pretty fucking universal. And I think all of you albinos and all you darkies ought to realize you're all humans, and we should probably go after, I don't know, the actual bad guys. I don't mean the dumb motherfucker on the street corner slinging dope because he's trying to feed his fucking kids. What I mean is that we've got Texas and we got Mexico and we got people running around fucking headless. Are they running around headless? No, you can't run around without a head for very fucking long, can you? So they just find the fucking bodies, no heads. And I told you, I modeled my shit after my predators. How do they get away? Well, I'm fleeing for a different fucking reason. The cops target, well, let's take a look at these guys, Ted Bollinger and Tim Beeson. Why did they go after Ted Bollinger? They didn't. Good people came together to try to protect Natalie and Alicia. But how much help did they get? They ended up in the system. That fucking sucks. Now, there's a bunch of things that people did that are fucked up. That's why it needs to go to a civilian for civilian oversight. But there's so many of you assholes. You know what? If all of the people that pretended to be my friends that I've told to go away just in the last 2 weeks work together, yeah, they could have me off the streets, likely in a matter of hours. If the right person made the call, it might even be faster than that. The problem is that the evidence is what's important, not me. The evidence shows a whole bunch of loopholes that make a lot of innocent people into victims. Preservation of evidence is what's important. Also, since I did declare, and have declared repeatedly since, that both my YouTube channel and my Facebook are intentionally created for law enforcement as evidence and for the American people as an educational tool, the thing is, it should be kept safe by whatever means possible, because it'll actually help all of you idiots in the long run. See, while the evidence that's in there, if you guys had fucking listened to me from the start, enough of these little fucking piddly things that I actually did will eventually add up to a fucking habitual. And you get enough habituals, you get to stay in prison. The problem is, they keep dropping the charges on the shit I actually fucking did. Right? And then they will absolutely not come off it when it's something I'm completely fucking innocent of. I'm like, holy hell, how the fuck did that happen? How the fuck did that happen? How is it that I was 4 years, that's right, 4 of them, 4 years of bullshit over Waylon and Lolatai before that was actually up over just a situation in Boulder County over him? He's an ass. But him and Clearview, and of course several of the officers there in Boulder County, but Clearview is in a different county. I told you, they did it across multiple jurisdictions, kept on moving me. And although I can barely fucking speak most of the time, and I can barely fucking function, I had a plan and I kept my word. I said if anything happened to Natalie or Zyler or Eric, that I would light the whole world on fire. Well, how about lighting a fire under your asses metaphorically? I seriously laid down so much fucking groundwork. We can close up loopholes. We can catch bad guys, and we can make sure that it's the right guy getting locked up. You guys need to stop locking up people who are easy to target, because that costs a lot of money. It costs a whole bunch of money to lock somebody up for a year. And if it's not the right person, let's say you got a string of burglaries and you just figure you blame it on the local hobo, you might have 12 or 13 hobos sitting in fucking jail and prison for shit that they didn't fucking do. And yes, it does happen. Dude on camera's got a beard. Dude we pulled over has a beard. Both got beards. Must be him. There's also people's ability to ignore evidence. We cannot allow this. When it comes to at-risk and disabled adults, something needs to actually work in their favor. With both me and Natalie, our parents used mental illnesses as excuses. Natalie could barely hold her fucking shit together. I could barely hold my shit together. You know what stopped me from committing suicide in 2016? Was it my friends who I knew for 20 years? No. It was some 18-year-old girl who used to come down to Pearl Street when she was even younger than that and hang out with a bunch of other people that I wish would just go the fuck away and hang out with kids their own age. Now, I have had this open invite. If you're going to make me live, let me live. Actually live. I tried to, and I know this is fucked up, but shit, you know, you're telling me that people are threatening to kill my niece. Yeah, I'm going to come up with some way of fucking remedying that. I was like, well, shit, Tara, fucking just pretend I molested you. I bet you that'll fucking work. That whole situation there, all you got to do, call me a liar. Of course, that's not going to make any fucking difference because she and I aren't on speaking terms currently. That's because her money, it's her money. She can have it. It's just money. That's my little sister, and I love her. And I love my niece as well. When they were stuck living with a pedophile, I fucking spoke up. I was right, and my little sister admitted to it. Not to molesting anyone. She was living with a child molester with my niece. And she didn't want to do that. That's just one of a great many fucked up situations in the annals of Sean Schwartz's fucking career of bullshit. So I've been from one end of the country to the other. I have, well, I've harassed a lot of people. If I were an actual predator who was actually obsessed with any of these people, if I thought that any one of these people was the only one for me, there is a lot of stuff that I did. And of course, I'm willing to sign. Of course, they gotta be willing to do this. I'm willing to sign a piece of paper to officially make all of my evidence go to somebody who can fucking do something with it. That's what I've been trying to do since day one. I thought, hell, Rose M. Kelly is a fucking junkie. I already know it. I'm not trying to be an asshole about that. But her daughter fucking died. I'm being treated like shit for things that never fucking happened. Your fucking lunatic assumption of what you think he might. No, fuck you. Guilty until proven innocent is bullshit, and you fucking know it, Rose. But I'm not some fairy tale fucking angel, all right? It's right here. It says, biggest bullshit quote. Ecclesiastes 7:28. I am pretty fucking mental, you're right. I am so fucking scared that I can barely function. You're right. My words don't come together properly. You're right. I'm paranoid. Well, that's debatable, but I'll take it. Well, I should say just paranoid. That's where it really becomes a difference, don't it? If you're paranoid versus just being paranoid, big difference. If you got a fucking stalker, then yeah, you're paranoid for a reason. If you're just being paranoid, it's because you're fucking crazy. If you're just being paranoid over somebody who's not a fucking dickhead to anybody unless absolutely necessary, you're being fucking crazy. There's a pretty extensive list of people that I've talked to and talked about on my channel. You can do two things. You can go the easy way, okay? When you go the easy way, you go through and you find people's names on my channel. This is actually something that is possible. You listen, you find out what their first and last names are, you write them down, you get them all collected. I talk about where some of these people are from, but also there's the fact that I did, in fact, state very loudly and clearly that my email and my Facebook and my YouTube are all evidence. And don't worry, I didn't send anybody video. Well, all right, there's bodies in some of the videos. But there's not bodies in all of them. A lot of y'all get really offended by that. You get offended by a lot of things. Now, as far as working together with Rose M. Kelly, we can both show that the system is fucked, and I was fucked, and Natalie was fucked from day one because of people's fucking opinions, the law not being followed, and all this goddamn bullshit that prevented me and Natalie Bollinger from sitting down with another grown-ass adult one goddamn therapy session. I don't care if it's the sheriff of Chapel fucking Nebraska who does that, or Joanna Taylor fucking Smith who does that. I don't care if it's fucking Judge Reinholds. Her and I needed to sit down like two grown adults and hash it out right fucking now. Right now, right now. But was I demanding right now? No. Just like in Virginia, I wasn't demanding right now. Matter of fact, in Virginia, I was an idiot. I was like, it's okay. We got plenty of time. She kept on apologizing that things weren't going right. And I kept on saying, it's all right. We got time. Do you really have time when you want to talk about the rapture? You say, oh, I think it's the end times. The end of the times are near. Well, they've been saying that for forever. Everybody dies. Everyone dies. So whether you believe in the rapture or not, whether you believe it's going to happen in 10 years or not, you're still going to die. So compared to some animals, we do live a really long time. But compared to some, we actually live pretty short lives. Obviously, I wasn't going to commit any crimes and go actually hurting people. I mean, obviously, my goal is to fight the war without killing anybody. That means no elbowing anyone in the side of the head. Means no guns, no knives, no motor cars, not a single luxury. And it requires accountability. I made sure that I stated very loud and clear what it is that I've done and take accountability for my actions. I just refuse to take responsibility for yours or for things that I was forced to do. Now, since I've driven from one end of the country to the other multiple times and also ridden the bus one end of the country to the other multiple times, the buses, half the time, it was people that I knew that instead of fucking spending money on a goddamn bus, they could have just spoke up right from the fucking start when I went to them, and they wouldn't have had to fucking waste any money. Huh, novel concept. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Getting on my channel and talking back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Now I'm in Cali, now I'm in Washington. Now I'm in Virginia, now I'm in Tennessee, now I'm in Wyoming, now I'm in Colorado, now I'm in Nebraska. Fuck. I traveled all over the place, didn't I? And when you consider that over 6 years or so, like I was in Chapel for a little bit of that. I was in Boulder for a few days, maybe altogether. No, not even that. there is a way to make change, and that is to work together. There's all sorts of stuff that I am okay with. If I'm locked up, you know who's not going to be threatening to kill my sister? When Christine Buhit died, people wanted to come at me as if I'd done it. No, I don't fuck with fentanyl, and I was in prison. When Selena Not Afraid died, obviously I didn't kill her. But people wanted to blame me anyway because I had actually spoken up about the missing and murdered women in Hardin, Montana years earlier. 14,000 views. That's probably the single most productive video that I've got. I shouldn't say productive because I make no money with it. It's evidence. Why would I want to profit off of evidence? Anyway, my vehicle is, unless I can get it fixed first thing in the morning, it's likely to get towed. Right now I'm broken, and I'm really trying hard not to freak out. I want to go to sleep, but I don't want to get towed. I want to try to get my words to work right well enough to explain that I've been from one end of the country and saved evidence one end of the country. I recorded that a lot of security guards there I was able to record in different places, and officers, when in the rare occasion I was able to actually sit down and record one of them not being a douche, listening to their concerns. I think there's a lot of people who have very valid points from their point of view, but some people are just fucking stupid. There are some police officers who have excellent ideas of what could be done, but they're not implementing anything like that. And I just realized that I just really need you guys to understand that Ecclesiastes, I'm not a righteous man, okay? I'm not some 1 in 1,000 miracle. I'm not Jesus. I'm not the Virgin Mary. I'm not Mahatma Gandhi. I'm just an asshole who doesn't have any kids. I can do things that parents cannot do to protect their children. Because if I go to prison, I don't lose my kids. As long as people threaten to harm my friends and family, I speak up. If they would want me to shut up about that, then I have problems believing that that happened to them to begin with. The evidence that I have, all right? The people that I spoke to, their fears and legit illnesses, okay? I want to push this very heavy. They're legit. With most of these people, I can even verify it myself. Not because I'm a doctor, but because I've seen their paperwork and because some of them I've gone to the hospital with. Some of them I've lived with, so I'm well aware that they're meth addict. I don't need a fucking doctor to tell me that they can't get off of that shit. Yes, I am well aware that Brett Roloff is a meth head. Thank you very much. Does that mean I don't love him? No, I absolutely love him. But all these people, if they want my shit down off the fucking internet, and that includes Rose M. Kelly, they're gonna have to stop pulling this ecclesiastic bullshit. Work together, understand that yes, I was an asshole to men and women. I did, in fact and indeed, model it after my predators. I did, in fact and indeed, save evidence of how I got away with jumping around from place to place. And yes, indeed, that information can be and will be preferably useful in catching predators. It's not just the predators themselves, it's also the algorithms. Do you like that word? The numbers, the statistics. What you could do is you go through, you can find the names of the people that I bitch about. Also, you can find conversations with me, having actual conversations with those people before. You guys can work together as a fucking group, get all your fucking shit and put it together. Get your poop in a group. Here's the thing. I don't want people threatening my loved ones. Most of you dumbasses decide ain't they gonna be friends with me no more? Are the people I love the most. And yeah, getting thrown away like I'm fucking trash for trying to get heard about abuse is fucking stupid. But pay no mind to that. I grew up in the system. I'm a mean son bitch when I need to be. I'm also a loving son of a bitch. And if you guys locked me up for the rest of my life, I won't have to misbehave. There's less predators on the inside than there is on the out. Don't have any fucking illusions about that. I'm fine with being dead. My life ended the day I left Virginia. I'd already been stabbed in the back, betrayed, or fucking ignored by everybody else that I ever fucking loved over some of the most trivial shit. And these people, none of them understand that I would give everything for them to be safe. That includes my life, whether that's in prison or in the ground. I don't care. I don't belong out here anyway. You people are completely fucking crazy. Your brains are screwed on crooked. Your fucking undies are so goddamn tight, squishing your fucking nuts. That's what's probably going on there. That goes for both men and women. You both think with your crotches, and then your undies are too fucking tight, so it cuts off the circulation to your brains. You like those insults? You know, I got to hear all sorts of them, all sorts of sexist insults growing up. Never knowed the love of a woman, but didn't need to because I had sexist insults just like every other boy in America, just like every other girl in America. Oh, keep telling myself, calm down, keep talking, maintain a calm voice, and keep it up. This is how I learned how to stop stuttering, by the way. Papa Larry at there's a place in Colorado and it's called Centennial Peaks. And Papa Larry was a guy who worked there. I don't know what his real name was, probably Larry. And um, when I'd stutter real bad, he'd put a belt around my chest and cinch it down a little bit so that I couldn't take heavy breaths. And then what I'd do is anytime that I started having issues talking, I'd put that on, and the shorter breaths reminded me that I needed to stop and breathe once in a while. But it also made it so that one of my favorite breathing exercises, where you do that exact thing and then you inhale and then you try to count while you try to make the numbers all the same. So you inhale and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you try to do that until you run out of oxygen, and then you try it again. Um, that did help me to stop stuttering as badly when I was scared, but listening to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on TV, I think that's really what done it for me. Because he took a lot of pauses, and I always liked that. All right, so this Vicky Rain lady, I can send you the messages with her. What I think I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to try to be a dickhead to Rose M. Kelly and get her to be a decent goddamn person. I think tomorrow I could probably write the names down of every single person that I was a complete and total fucking douchebag to in this. And regardless of the fact that every one of those goddamn narcissistic fuck nuggets deserve it, I love them, so they're not going to get anything horrible happening to them. I do take the blame and full responsibility for my actions, and I admit to committing my actions knowing, willingly, and intelligently. Now, when it comes to legal actions, on the other hand, well, there are many things that I did out of necessity to protect my loved ones, as those activities did not and were not meant to harm people. They did not maim, dismember, nor kill anyone other than myself. I don't see how there are any criminal activities there other than the ones committed against me. You like how I'm blaming everybody? It's because I don't fucking care who takes the blame. Okay? You idiots need to learn to work together. Hey, guess what? All you brown people need to work with all you black people, who need to work with all you white people, until you people realize that you're all just people. Now, you guys, just in case you have issues, there's Shea Burton, and I will actually probably have to put a. We'll start with Shea Burton, right? And we also got to have. Well, you got to go back ways, I guess. Lexi Woods. And. Well, I think Maddie Bowe's a filthy, nasty, goddamn backstabbing cunt. But she might be able to help. If Rose M. Kelly was to work with all these people and actually take all of my evidence, work together, you could save lives. You might even be able to make some money with the information. You could use it to keep Alicia safe. You could also help to keep my little sister and Destiny safe. I would really appreciate that. If I just took the evidence from all of these places that was, well, body cameras and the like, if I'd have had help from any of my friends, the body cameras showed I told the truth, but you let it pass. So, yeah, it's been nice knowing you. It's been a fun trip. No, it hasn't. I modeled stuff after my predators, and I can even show you what predators I modeled it after. Alright, I'm gonna go to sleep, I guess. If somebody would help get Rose M. Kelly in contact with my little sister Tara. My little sister Tara lives in Chapel, Nebraska. If she could work together with Brenda Dickinson, that would be appreciated too. I know Brenda's old, and I hope she outlives me because I don't want to be here anymore. I just figure I'm a lazy piece of shit who likes being the good guy, which is what makes me lazy, right? You have no idea how scared I am. But you also know if they lock me up, it's going to be chump change. Or they'll send me to a mental hospital for 72 hours, and I'll be out in 8 to 12. I wish I didn't have to explain how afraid I am to go to sleep. I don't know how well adjusted I'll be in the morning. So if I'm not here in the morning, I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep my phone plugged in, but I think I'm gonna end the recording, which probably ain't a good idea because the moment I do, I'll probably have a officer or a manager out here knocking on my window. Nobody's here right now, though. Some idiot on here typed Natasha Dorsey. She's a moron. I never hated on people. I was too busy telling the truth and being fucking talked over by fucking morons. I didn't like prison, and I didn't like growing up in the system. Both of them suck. I love my little sister, though, and I love my niece. And I think that if me being locked up is what it takes for these fucking morons to fucking stop harassing people over fucking stupid shit, I don't want my friends or family having their lives threatened. And nobody should have fucking threatened them. Especially over pretendy threats by fucking retarded people. You don't like the word retarded? Neither do I. That's why I use it. A lot of neurotypicals assume that people with Tourette syndrome or Asperger's are retarded. So I try to advocate my best and explain that nobody is a fucking retard. But if you're going to treat me like a retard, I'll call you a retard because you're acting like a retard. How do I know what a retard acts like? I don't fucking know. I use the term out of context, derogatory every fucking time. I also tell people, hey, stop calling people with cerebral palsy retards. They're not. Stop calling people with Down syndrome retards. They're not. Stop calling people with autism retards. We're not.